Hi there, Mike Sears here. Have you ever told a joke that came back to haunt you? Well, I did. This is my story number one. I told a joke to the family while at the dinner table. Hey kids, that reminds your old dad of a story. It's about this guy, and well, the guy must have been a terrible crime because he got life imprisonment, and he was sent to jail. And on his first morning, they got all the lifers out and they sent them to this awful concrete quadrangle for exercise. Of course, they all sat around and sort of just looked glum. I mean, they were covered in tattoos and some had scars, and they were all wearing the prison uniform. It was a pretty depressing scene. And as the new guy sat there, he wondered if this was going to be what he would see for the rest of his life. But then, all of a sudden, one of the inmates cracks a smile and says, "Hey guys, number 32. And with that, they all started laughing. I mean, not just a giggle. It was thigh-slapping, rib-tickling laughter. Anyway, after a while, it all calmed down. And the new guy thought, crikeys, where am I? Am I in jail or the loony bin? Anyway, a little bit later, one of the other guys on the other side of the quadrangle suddenly goes, "Hey, that's nothing. What about 86? And with that, they all started laughing again. Absolute hilarity right through the quadrangle. Well, the new guy was wondering what is going on. So he nudged the guy next to him. And the guy next to him, he said to him, "What's happening? I don't understand." Anyway, the guy next to him said, "Oh, yeah, you're new, aren't you? Well, we're all here for life and we've been here a long time. We'll probably be here a lot longer as well. We've told each other the jokes. We know them all off by heart. So we save our breath. We've given them numbers. We just refer to the number." "Oh, I see," said the new guy. Anyway, he sat there for a bit and he thought, I might give it a go. So not even knowing what the numbers or what the joke stood for, he finally decided to say, "Hey, fellas, 73. But you know what? There was absolute silence. They all looked at him with disdain. One guy rolled his eyes. Oh, he thought, that must have not been a very good joke. So he waited a while and said, "Well, how about this? 54. Again, no one responded. In fact, one guy just went, "Oh." So he turned to his mate again and he said, "Were they bad jokes?" "Well, no," the guy said to him. He said, "But you just didn't say it right." Anyway, the next day, I was listening again to the conversation at the dinner table. And it made me think of a story. So I said, "Guys, that reminds your old dad of a story." But when I said that, my son interrupted. He said, "No, Dad, we know what you're going to say. That's story number 24. In fact, we've heard your jokes and stories so many times, we've given them numbers." That joke had come back to haunt me. "What do you mean?" I said. "You don't even know what I'm going to say." "Yes, we do," he said. "You're going to tell the story about when you and Mum went sailing." "Oh, yeah, I said. And so every time I went to tell a story from then on, the kids would say, "No, Dad, we've heard it before. It's number..." And they'd tell me the number. "Well, you can save your breath." And the conversation continued. Now, I'm a guy who loves to tell stories, who loves to tell jokes. So you can imagine, I got really frustrated. I go along with the guy that said the world isn't made up of atoms, it's made up of stories. So, who am I going to tell my stories to now? I know. I can tell my stories to you. In fact, if you and other people subscribe to this channel, Mike's Story Number, then I'm sure my kids will start to wonder, what's Dad telling all those people? What are the stories he's talking about? And they might start to listen to my stories again. So subscribe. Let's see what happens.